Ya, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera kepada rakan-rakan. Rakan kawan, selamat Hari Raya. Dah pasti belum terlambat lagi. Okey, kita akan menyaksikan sebentar lagi SMG menentang Lilgun kat BTS Podcast. Cara menunggu itu kita layan dulu satu permainan yang bernama Overthrow. Subscribe guys, jangan lupa free saja butang subscribe dulu. Boleh tekan butang lonceng juga, free saja. Like jangan lupa like. Main okey sikit. Main okey. Hari ni kita main okey guys. Cara menunggu kita layan dulu. Oh, great makai.
I'm the Ogre Magi!
No, you are!
Okay, kita ambil basic cast range. And magic one.
This way!
That away!
When can I hit something?
Who's stopping you? Get away!
I can take care of myself.
Get over! How many levels is that?
One? Good idea!
Mine!
This will not fucking cord.
Where'd that funny light come from?
Let's go north!
No, south! Good idea.
Because it was mine!
Should have healed myself. I saw a thing.
Barang sekali.
Out of my way!
Hey! After you.
After you! Yes!
Double damage.
Not one bit one!
King bag, the king bag.
And another! Come on!
Number time.
I'll do like this time.
Okay. Oh,
No!
the irony is rich.
Damn.
belum start lagi perlawanannya.
I'll do.
Perlawanannya dalam masa 7 minit. Lagi 7 minit. 7 minit kita akan beri antara SMG dengan Lilgun.
Ow!
Walking one main. Fungsi dah keluar SMG.
I just had an idea. That's away.
Illusion. Squish. You're dead.
Buttons. Yep.
Be still. Can't see.
Deep.
You go first.
I've got my ear. I saw a thing.
Dah maju pula.
Can we get that?
Out of my way.
Pastikan diri baru kau tidak.
That's way better.
Yup.
Okey, apa kita nak beli pula? Kaya sangat, kaya sangat.
Hey, I was thinking.
Go.
Is that squirrel?
That's one way to do it.
It's noise when it's hitting.
Not Hey, you were on fire.
That
Me too. Let's go.
so.
Thought you could move. Extra head. Ow!
I think I just got smarter.
No. Then. My turn.
You should have you.
They always said things would catch up with me. God, I hate that word.
Trash meat.
Don't get anything on this.
Okay. How many levels is that?
Shut up. What do you know?
Illusion. Is that a squirrel?
Come on.
Mana lagi guys? Serang sama dia serang.
When we got a light.
There we go again.
Why there?
No.
Maju dia.
It's all for the games to send it to the place.
mate.
Set together.
You should have put that out. You go first. Yep.
I like this part.
I'm not afraid of the forest. I want to be consulted.
There we go.
Dia tak boleh lah bunuh aku. Aku bunuh dia.
I'll do legs this time.
Okay.
Dia nak beli apa juga. Dia apa lagi.
Running noise.
And then yes.
Illusion.
Begitu saja.
Good idea.
Cause it was
Nothing through. Dying, they called. Get over it. No, stop. I'll take it.
Overzealous.
ally. You again? Out of my way.
Hey. See. Enough. See.
Salamene smiles.
When can I? Silence mere mortal.
Ganing. Tengok jangan lupa subscribe, jangan lupa share.
Ken?
This will give them the Indies.
Yeah, Tex, I get it. It's bad.
How many levels is that?
One. Shadows take us. Good idea.
Cause it was mine.
free dulu.
I'll do legs this time.
Okay.
Nih ya, unlock, kita buat
Good idea.
ya bro.
Should have looked after yourself instead of worrying about your friends.
Running's nice when it's hitting.
Oh my god, kena stun punya.
My grave will answer. Disrespect.
You pay for what you've done.
Oh my god, kena. Okay, detention. We'll start the game. Not start yet. Almost there. SMG.
Swifter than you.
Alright, can we go, like? Shut
Let's
up.
go. Let's go watch. Oh, hai. Hai. Nak tahu ada tak ni? Let's watch this. Oh, not yet. Tak start lagi ya. Belum lagi. Belum lagi. Mungkin waktunya. Ayo. Ayo, okay. Harap bersabar semua. Kamu tak ada. Okay, belum lagi, kita rehat dulu. Minit lagi kita akan try masuk. Kita akan dengan SMG lawan Lilgun.
just $67. You can make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera or use any fancy editing software.
Belum lagi ya.
Эшивэр дагаа ороод ирж байгаа. Ямар хатуу. За тийм бай болсон. Бузар. Наачмөр бузар шүү. Тийм бай болсон. 1953. Энэ гейм дээр Marvel-аас баялэр хүн алга. Баялаар. Амар болцсон юм бэ. Тэгээ нэтворт тоглолтыг ерөөхдөө за carry чиж байгаа юм байна уу? Ах бол бүр зүгээр. Яг үндэ. Өөс 10 дээр дарсан некро тэгээд контртай уг нь контртай штэ. Некро болох баатар бол байгаа. Ийм бүрэлдэхүүн. Тэгээ тэсэшгүй болсон. Мөн унсчихсан байгаа дэдэг. Өндөршгэ. Өндөр дээр зогсох боломж байхгүй юм байна. Би ирж яваа. Би зөвхөө байгаа. Ингэсвэлтэй. Өнөөс Лилgun мод орж ирсэн. Нөгөө нэг юугаа ихж байгаа юм. Октирнээ ихж байгаа юм байна. Энэ бүр амар балер буй л та. За энэ мэдүүн барьчихсан байсан. Афу.
They need the Ravage for the fight. There's no choice. Impels out. Kraken Shell going to interrupt as now the chains are there. Marvel, he'll start moving in. KP already quite low, but an Ice Blast out onto the Necrophos with the Ravage. Is it going to matter? The Nether Strike out onto the Necrophos as well, but now the Remnant in. They found mid one and KP already. There's no piebacks left. Fu, he will be the third to drop. How do you fight this? They might go into the T4 towers if you're not lucky. Another one, Rochi. Gone.
Boy.
GG?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't fault them there. It was a tough game to bounce back from for the side of SMG. They just dropped way too much early on, and it just kind of piled on. Like, they didn't have enough room to get farm on all the heroes that did need that farm.
if you have tried countless money games, MLM programs, business franchises, and also investment scheme, but still yet to
们习武之人。我们习武之人。
10 seconds remaining.
I'm doing great. One was a great showing coming out from Lilgun. SMG not quite finding their foothold there. I think, you know, it felt like maybe a bit of a drafting issue. They have course corrected. They did ban out the Brood and the Nyx, so those openings from Lilgun aren't going to come out again. We saw 123 have a fantastic time with that Brood, and we're seeing Hishki do a lot of work as well in the Nyx. So the bug strat, the Australian strategy is gone, and they finally figured out the strat, like the counter strat. Just ban it. Don't even play against it. Don't even attempt those spiders to come in. We'll see what SMG builds up from their end. Grimstroke starter, potential for maybe a Doom sliding in or a Lion for double Doom, double Finger. Lilgun just go into the Phoenix, one of those really popular sports. Great team fight, great heals. They could look for, say, the Mars pickup next. If they want to go with Arena Egg combo, it's not banned out because SMG were forced to go for those two bugs first. There's a lot of ways Lilgun can take this draft, and that's one of the things. If you draft cheese heroes like that, force very specific first phase bans, it can open up opportunities for stronger combos, more straightforward combos along the rest of the draft.
Lion.
Yep, I think that's a lot more fair. I'd still peg it around, I'd say what I'd see the odds are around 1.5. I think Lilgun are a lot closer to SMG, even without that Broodbender pick. Like this time around, they have the Phoenix to go with the Lion. They kind of take away those combos with Grimstroke. Like Lion Grimstroke is just so scary. Double Hex, double Earth Spike, double Finger. Now you don't have that value in your support duo, so SMG's gonna have to look elsewhere. They might prioritize, say, I could see them maybe taking something like the Jug already, just to secure their Grimstroke combo in lane as a +5. They could go that route if they want to prioritize mid-lanes here. Instead, they go with Snap. So they've got the Phoenix counter. They've got the way of bursting down the egg. They've got potential stun combinations coming in on that off lane. If they are allowed to pick up, say, Centaur plus Snap, they could give it out a shot as well. Just kind of play what that early pressure Snapfire allows you. So it's looking a bit more active for SMG and a little bit less left field, like mid, tiny, and safe lane. TA just didn't quite pan out with that kind of flex SMG was pulling off there.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team down. Radiant team ban.
Yeah, it is. I think the more exciting thing was that so at least we know when those qualifiers are kicking off. Teams can start planning around that. And, you know, we know what to look forward to after the majors directly. I mean, TI is still a ways off. It's in August. So that's probably our next dose of Dota after the Animajor is over. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be great to see most of the teams that we've been watching, you know, the teams in Loot Bet, Pro Series, the teams in the upper lower div. They're going to have to duke their way up for that one slot each, I believe. That only gives you one slot because of DPC points being back in play. So it's going to be a tight race for a lot of regions, and I think that means that everyone's going to want to watch every single region to see who upsets who here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Imba spirit.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a fantastic time in his mid lane matchup. He played really aggressive. I think that's what you always want to see from Ember Spirit. SMG straight into the void, so they've got a really strong lane, but I'm worried now. Lilgun managed to pick up the Lycan. They love running the safe lane Lycan. It's still really strong in the right hands, and your control for SMG, you don't really have the best. Like, your best bet is to soulbind Lycan with someone else and just hold him down. That's probably your best bet. They get the Bloodseeker to counteract, so Rupture to stop the Lycan from running around is one big way as well, and there's some synergy now with double Rupture with a Grimstroke. But the question is that enough? It can go either way. I think we've seen Lilgun actually run Lycan versus Bloodseeker and still somehow come out on top, or at least make it very close, so they still know how to deal with this counter pick from SMG. And I think that was actually against SMG, where they did run that Lycan. If I recall right, they did manage to kind of do that. Yeah, there wasn't a Bloodseeker in that game, but I think Lilgun might be used to that counter, so we'll see if they can get themselves to a comfy point with the Lycan here. SMG kind of covering their bases in the draft this time, so big stark difference with game one, where the draft just felt like it was very open to being brooded out. This time, they've got some ways of at least answering that Lycan.
Fire team done. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
That's all right. You know, I don't mind. You get some love, or, you know, you get the attention away from yourself. That's fine. I'm fine. I like this, just for today at least. Right at any major hype, you know. Got the good backgrounds going on all the way in Tokyo. I miss Japan. Such a great place to visit. You know, I do miss it.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They could. I think in this case, because of that Bloodseeker counter, you might want to just put the Lycan on a lower position, so you're not completely locked out of your win condition here for Lilgun. But again, they're kind of used to running Lycan safe, so I have to see if that flexibility's on hand. SMG, I mean, it's looking like they might run the mid one Bloodseeker, but again, it's also kind of open. Could just be KP. We've seen him play it a lot as well, not just in SMG, but when he was on TNC. So could still be an off-lane Blood, just to lane against a Lycan, but they could still flex it themselves. They don't have last pick overall, so they're going to have to show their hand first, and Lilgun can kind of adapt from there.
your hero.
Oh boy. Yeah, you don't really have the best way of punishing the Meepo in AoE. Probably best bet is Cookie Stun to save and Blood Right to silence up the Meepo. Gonna be a tough one. Like, once you lock in the Morphling without any defensive items up on that hero, he is very vulnerable early on and you can just kind of twack away at him. So, a lot of options here for Lilgun. Closing out, as we tend to see them do, with something a bit cheesier and unexpected. SMG, their draft is looking a lot more steady. This is definitely, you know, not as from them. They're not completely countered by that Meepo pick. They can still sort of dance around it, but they have to hold themselves tight. The Meepo timing's going to be fast. The Lycan timing's going to be fast. If they're not careful, we might see a repeat of game one where the lanes are run down and they just don't is to get big.
Ask you the hard question.
Prepare for battle.
This is
Tricky. I'd lean towards Lilgun. I think the last pick Meepo is enough to throw any team off. It looks like they might actually just have 1, 2, 3 run mid and Sanctus take safe. So it's still a mid Meepo, which works out really nice, like against a Void Spirit from the chats. There are still ways for you to play that as the Void Spirit, of course. It's not like it's a complete wash of a lane. But I don't think 1, 2, 3 is going to be feeling too bad. At the very least, you can always drop into your jungle as the Meepo once you've got one clone up with a divided restand. And you can still build up from there. You're not super mobile early on as a Void Spirit. You're going to have to wait for level 6 to really contest. And that could be enough time for the Meepo to just build up there.
Nation here, the 8 and 5 going into the high ground of that Radiant jungle. Very dangerous kind of predicament. Gun if they do end up into S. It seems that Lilgun is reading the move of SMG for now and not really falling for this trap. Cats, he's gonna have a look around for that mid ward, but they don't really spot it out. They think it's there, but they're gonna find out the hard way that it's not.
You're running here.
The battle begins.
Hedgie. History is trying to get the deny off, but eventually I suppose they do end up getting the ward they wanted. Speaking of wards, by the way, John, look at the place by the dire side. Deep kind of Radiant ward placed early on. Quite intrigued to see what they can do with
It's really just to cut off 1, 2, 3's farming line. So they want to have an easy access into that area, stop the Meepo from maybe stacking a large camp down south or out to the east, and just make it harder for the Meepo to build up resources. He's going to have to rely on the small camp on the upper left near the triangle instead, which is fine, but it's a bit more exposed, a bit less safe for 1, 2, 3, especially as levels go up. So this is SMG covering their bases, ensuring that they've got a way to stop that Meepo. So far, though, 1, 2, 3 in this lane, you know, the chats is getting a little bit more done. Meepo level 1's not amazing. You've got really good ways from the chats to pressure with a Resonant Pulse. So it's a bit of a slower build-up for the Meepo initially. That's something the chat should look to kind of leverage to at least get some good initial CS here.
Aether Remnant there to try and deny the range creep, and he does end up getting it. I was gonna say, I didn't realize with Meepo, if you keep canceling the poof, it keeps the sound cue going, which does seem rather annoying for the Void Spirit this matchup, but nevertheless, we'll have a look at the other lanes while we have a chance. G, of course, going to be up against his G Marvel. It shouldn't be too hard of a lane for mid one on that Morphling, I don't think. Say the same thing, though, for Marvel. He should have a decent enough time on this off-lane Lycan. Besides looking to kind of farm up in this off-lane.
Managed to get a really nice pull here from Hishkido, so at the very least he's trying to get that wave equalized quite nicely. Mid one's going to be trading, but he has to be a bit cautious as Essence Shift is not that strong.
Going, Hishi. Not die. Now turns back around. The Earth Spike gonna land, but Rogi does have the cookie. Close call for both players, but yeah, mid one's gonna be fine. He's just run back to the base and get a free read himself and back up towards the top lane. Of course, down at the bot lane, the only one we haven't talked about yet. You've got KP there on the Bloodseeker. You've also got Arfu on the Grimstroke. Up against Sanctity for now on that Ember. You've got Ace 12. Trying to get some wards out on the Phoenix. Another one of those lanes where I don't necessarily see too much kill potential. It definitely is possible, but it feels like they're going to need a few levels before they can get started.
This is a lane that Sanctity is pretty alright with controlling, especially if you get the chains off and spirits off.
Oh, as I said, there's no kill potential. Arfu's going to get jumped. They'll turn around onto the Ember. Sanctity going to be careful, and he does drop first. Arfu is the one to take the first blood gold, and now KP chase down Ace 12 and might be able to finish off the kill. And that was a very aggressive movement from Sanctity. Not pay off. SMG should be very happy with the way that went.
It's one of those things for the Ember. You feel like you're still tanky, you go in level 3, but then you realize you don't have Flame Guard up, so you can't block any of that magic damage. You're lacking your AoE DPS as well, and it becomes a little bit easier for the enemy team to fight in. They got choked off by the tree line as well, so the Blood Right managed to just land in the right heroes at the right time. And they give out some big kills towards KP and Afu. So SMG is setting up quite nicely in the bot lane. You're still getting a lot more on the top lane as well. You're not quite getting as much farm as you'd want here. For Marvel, he can't really leverage those wolves to harass out mid one. And all Hishki can do is kind of just poke Raji, but he doesn't care about this too much.
Oh. Run his way out. Laying the water runes. Picked up by both sides. The Chats is still having a very good time with this Void Spirit. Left alone to solo that mid lane as X123 can go back to the jungle. Chats is going to try and punish him for... Meanwhile, mid one having a bit of a man fight here with Marvel.
Not for you.
Better of it as his now is making his way back in on the Lion. He could land that stun before the strength morph. That could be a dead morphling, but mid one's been very quick on the reaction, and they will end up punishing his. Fortunate there, he tried to go in for the Hex, but mid one just read his movement.
Has been slain.
And this is exactly what you want for SMG. Your top lane's holding out steady, your mid lane's actually still building up faster than the Meepo is right now. So X123 is just not able to get that huge gold and EXP that he'd want to so far. He's just playing in the jungle as best as he can, but you can see Afu's already trying to scout that out. He knows with a ward that it's not in this area. He could try cutting across where it's a triangle or just looking for mid-kill.
It's up eventually getting caught out with that Hex. Something I wasn't quite expecting to happen, but exactly what does happen. Now mid lane, got the Astral Steps up. Afu's around with the well, and Silence whenever necessary onto Ace 12. They aren't going to make the jump in yet. Patient about this Phoenix attempt. 1, 2, 3. He's just farming the jungle while all this is happening. Not bothering to try and lane up against the Void Spirit. SMG going to focus on that mid lane. 12 is really not giving the opening. Now Arfu, he's going to scout out X123 and could start kind of messing around with him if he wants. That though, he's just going to try and soak some XP off him. Get a little bit annoying for the Meepo. It's top lane, Rogi. He's going to get caught out of the Snapfire and does end up dying, and now the Chats. There up, but gets a Knight to aid the Remnant to lock down one of the Meepos. He'll try to chase down, but there will be a poof away. Instead, they're going to Ace 12. The nets are out. Underneath the tier 1 tower, the Chats, he's out of Astral Step charges. He'll try to make the run. They at least get the Phoenix kill before he... and he might not even die here. Dissimilate is out. He has another step charge. He's going to be just fine. Ends up getting that Phoenix kill in the end.
Yeah, really well timed here from SMG. Raji just TPs in mid, gets a bottle refill for the chats as well. So they're having a really good start for SMG. It's really different compared to game one. They managed to get their aggression, although Afu
Been caught out, he'll go for the Ink Swamp, but they should have the Sun Ray to keep going. In fact, never mind, they'll just go for the Icarus Dive in with the Fire Spirits. Marvel trying to catch up to get the last hit. Looks like the Ace 12 will just take it. Not willing to risk letting the kill go away. Meantime, of course, mid one just continuing to farm up on the Morphling. By the way, John, looks like the Helm of the Dominator's up now for Marvel. Do you think he goes for the Helm of the Dom 2 this? We see a very quick rush for it.
I don't reckon. I don't reckon you do. I feel like as a Lycan in this case, the creeps are nice, but you really need a little bit more damage to be up front for your team. Like, you're the offlane. You need to be sort of the body you throw forward to enable the Meepo to find the angles, enable the Ember to weave in and out. So you probably want, I don't know, maybe an Echo Saber rush just to be able to get some slows off as well, get some good stats up for yourself, and try to build into the AC. Or heck, maybe some ore items to help out. Vlad's could help out as well. One of those items to just help sustain the other cores. And don't really want to just go all in on the creep micro, but you have to respect the damage coming through here.
Right, Marvel gonna try and chase down Roji. Meanwhile, Ace 12 does die in the mid lane, but mid one. Oh, it's not a good trade. Not at all for SMG. You got a Phoenix, but you pause one Morphling like.
Nah, it's not worthwhile. And that's mid one, again, not respecting the damage output of the Lycan. He didn't shift to strength. They still have that tier 1 tower to TP into. Mahishki comes in with the timely control, and they just find a kill. So they slow down the Morphling just a tad. They're giving more space out for X123 to build up. I think the hero that's really hurting right now is Sanctity. It's not quite built up on the Ember. They are making moves on it.
Nice hate the Remnant out, but a slider fist dodge on the Sun, and now the chain's out. They have caught the chance. Icarus dive in. The Void Spirit is going to burn out to Ace 12. They should be able to get the kill on the Phoenix, but who the hell cares? You got the mid Void Spirit, and that's all they wanted. And of course, Sanctity is still getting himself out unless Arfu can find a way in. In fact, Sanctity's going to run right into him. Mid one almost dies to the slider fist. Inkswell not going to land. EP, he'll pop the rupture. Sanctity, he needs some help ASAP. He's going to try and juke around the tree line, but it looks like he has no way out. Eventually will get punished for his movements, and that's one thing he can't underestimate is the rupture of KP. Fortunately, this time around he does, and he does end up paying.
That's a nice big kill. Again, Sanctity's probably the bottom core right now. Not doing all too well. His lane was slower to start, falling behind in farm. He's trying to go for the urn, probably Spirit Vessel build up for him. It's more of a utility Ember, which does mean they're putting this game entirely on the back of X123. Now, they have managed to get the Meepo up to a very good point. He's got the Dragon Lance up, Power Threads up, Blink coming next. That's a big power spike for the Meepo to start playing. They just need to hold on until they reach that point. Maybe get their levels up on their supports, especially Hishki. You just want that finger up and running on your line to at least be able to find some burst pickoffs. With a top tier 1 gone as well, X123 is just playing around that jungle along with Marvel. So they're denying safe space away from SMG, and they're still kind of staying in the game. They're 1k behind SMG. All the cores of SMG are evenly farmed. They just need to maybe look for the angle to come in. The chance is trying to rush the Ags though, so that means no Yule setup for the Void Spirit. That means it could be a bit slower for him to start setting pace for the game.
By the way, John, it turns out that we are rushing Helm with the Dom 2. So there you go. I'm very excited now. I was kind of hoping for, John, I'm not going to lie. It's just a lot of fun to watch it. We'll see how long it does take Marvel. He's going for the standard kind of the boots switch up. I guess you're just not going to buy it and go straight for the Helm of the Dom 2 rush. Makes enough sense. Wondering whether it's actually going to work out for him. I suppose we're going to find out very soon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is one way to apply pressure on this offlane Lycan. Just have multiple dominating creeps around, keep shoving lanes out. They're really tanky up front as well. Unexpectedly tanky once the Dominator's used up. So you can kind of go that route and just try to control that up. There's kind of sharing farm here, at least Marvel's trying to tank up the Ancients for X123. Just trying to be efficient. This is giving time for SMG to build up as well. Like they've got 1 to 2k lead, it's starting to bounce around. The only really hero building up on Lilgun's end is really the Meepo, whereas the rest of SMG are steadily getting a trickle up, so have to be cautious with how much you give away here.
Egg committed. The chance was trying to go for the kill. They are still going to try and rush in. Rogi trying to snipe the Egg. He's not going to be able to do it though. Marvel, meanwhile, been ruptured up. They might be able to turn now as the Lycan cannot run away. He will try. He'll at least get a kill onto Rogi. And meanwhile, mid-one ends up dying to the Lion. Ishki ends up getting the kill, and now they go in mid lane. Fu gonna get caught out, and they leave him playing KP.
Freaking embarrassing.
That's
oh boy.
That is not worthwhile. This is the big timing for X123. He had the blink. He could be all over the map. He jumps in, gap closes, bursts down. Mid-one shows up for the defense. I don't think he should be here at all. He can't really help. He's level 9, no items up. Tower falls. He just needs to farm. Midwin just needs to sit back, finish this Yasha, maybe go for the Manta here, or the Sanj just for more stats, and try to keep having his team buy him space. That's all he can really do. The Morphlings still need so much more time to cuck up, and they just need to hold steady, hold on to some form of map control, and keep farming up in this Morphling.
Very time so far. SMG, I mean, they were the aggressors, but don't want to lose that momentum, especially up against the draft of Lilgun, who does... It does tend to take over with this kind of draft if you're not too careful. On with the Dom, number 2 going to be finished very soon as well, so Marvel will be able to start applying a lot more pressure. Team. Gun now. But the blink up, they found Rogi. X123's right in. And that'll be a snap by gone. I like the fact that X123 does go for the aggressive blink style build. Will allow him now to get active and start running at the side of SMG, and it feels like there's not really much they can do about it.
Yeah, this is where this build-up in the chance kind of bites them back, but the axe is almost done before then.
Going in, Inkswell going to stun him up, but there's X123 with the blink in. It's like your classic pump game jump. You know, when the Meepo blinks in on top of you, you know you are dead.
Yeah, there's no way to stop that. It's a rough time. At the least, they're only finding supports in the recent set of clashes, but it just goes back to this build-up on SMG. KP went for Midas, right? So he has nothing to play with actively for now. The Ags is almost done on the chance. Maybe that's enough, but they don't have setup for, say, the Remnant coming through because there's no Yules, there's no early items to play aggressively with. They're still waiting for their Morphling to build into the shotgun first. So it's just Yasha shotgun, E-Blade straight up. No defensive items. That is a bit risky here for mid one as well. I mean, we have seen him fall. Even a Manta would help out at least. Causing some, dodging out the Earth Spikes would be nice. And getting out of the net and root would be great. But this is a massive risk. They're going all in on damage. We'll see if it pays off for mid one. And we'll still have to wait for KP to finish his BKB. So again, a slower draft. They will smoke up. I believe that is the Ags and the chance, so they're going to want to show that off.
Nice target. Smoke broken. They can't find it. That's brought down now, but that was even scouted out. So be a quick D-ward here from Lilgun. They might be able to turn. Going to hang around that mid-tier 1 tower and wait to see if they're going to move their way in. In fact, now Sanctity going to spot out the chance. Aghanim Scepter is going to be revealed into a nice cookie, but the Sunray's there. Soulbind down, X123. He is right in on top of the Grimstroke. Meanwhile, the chance is still getting taken down. Dissimilate is out, but it is not going to matter. They'll die for more now. Rogi is trying for the TP, but it is not enough. It's looking bad now for SMG. They're just not really able to keep up with the tempo anymore, I don't think. It's looking very rough. I think Lilgun, they might go for a Roshan. They might, maybe they'll run TP instead and get another kill. Easy for X123. Add it to the list.
Yep, and now it's the time for Roche. So they go in, they can easily melt it. They've still got the egg race ready to go on Ace 12. So even if you force a team fight here from SMG, it's a tight spot. The egg can be positioned really nicely. You don't have the kisses up, you don't have soul bind up. Not a fight you want to take. And that's going to be a second life for X123, more than likely flying through. SMG, now, they're engaging as 3 heroes. They need to engage as 4. You can't play 3 Protect 2. Like, the Bloodseeker has to be up there with a Blood Right, with a Rupture, to really get the control you need. If KP's not around, it's not a fight you want to take against the full lineup of Lilgun at all.
Start to wonder what kind of SMG can really... Mid one, he's trying to get the shotgun up on the morph, and he'll have it really soon. That should help. Mid lane, they have caught Sanctity, and that'll be a nice pickup.
Well done. What is a flame?
Maybe that's the idea, right? Just keep trying to look for solo pickoffs, trying to punish the mistakes from Lilgun. Keep that up, they should be able to buy enough time for mid one. Keep that farm up on the Morphling. While that was happening, of course, the rest of Lilgun, they've started pressuring the top lane again. You've almost got that Eye of Skadi up on 1, 2, 3. Make life a lot harder for the Morphling.
It's already really tough. That's going to punish the fact that mid one just doesn't have any defensive items at all. Very easy to be able to burst him down. Love that, you know, Marvel with the Helm of the Overlord does get that Ancient Black Dragon. Really easy to shove out waves, easy to push down towers. It's just super strong with the aura as well. The tankiness it provides is really nice. And SMG, they can't really trade as fast. They just don't push as fast. So they're pressuring the bot tier 2, not quite as quick. They go back for mid instead.
Hex is out. They've caught the chance. Rupture is there from KP to try and hold them back, but it may not be enough as the poops are in. KP, he's already gone. Now the ensnares around. They've caught the chance. He'll try to dissimulate his way out of this one. Where he went though, Remnant towards the south. They've got the right idea. Chats is going to be able to TP in instead. Arfu got caught in the Grimstroke, and now mid one. Shotgun, not going to be enough for Phoenix, and now the nets are there as well. He is locked down, and he's gone.
How you doing? Fancy.
And John, you know what's really clever about this Helm of the Dominator 2? Is you've got this ancient Thunder Tide, or Thunder Hide, excuse me. The Frenzy gives plus 75 attack speed to all the Meepos.
Is it all? I thought it's just one. So if you buff one, it buffs all of them? Jeez.
Yep. It's an AoE, John. And here we go again. Onto the chats. Cookie, not going to be enough to get to the high ground, but the 4-star will still Remnant forward. Will have none of it. Chains around. They've caught another. KP is set to fall as now an egg into the base of the Dire. Sanctity is not done. He wants a bit more, but the chains are on cooldown. Instead, why not just go for a Rax?
Yeah, it just melts at a Meepo. They just don't have defense. They don't have team fight. They need a Rupture to hold down one hero, but there are so many Meepos out that even if you pin down, say, Marvel, you have many bigger issues to worry about.
And it stands out mid one. He's been caught with the Spirit Vessel Iron Skadi. It's just so much damage. A nice X4 might save the day. Mid one is going to be able to waveform out. The Spirit Vessel is going to kill him off, though. They still get the kill, and now they're diving the fountain. They want the GG call. Lilgun, look at the confidence. Bloodright is down. Does X123 care? Maybe they've gone a bit too far. They'll lose the Aegis. 2-3, gonna keep going. It snares out. The chat's been caught again. A nice first fight with the Sun Raider. Just keep healing them up. Bloodright is there. They are still being dived. Now they'll try to back. X123, he'll poof his Meepos away. But I think 1, 2, 3 said all that there is needed to be said, John. This is a real embarrassment here. 1, 2, 3. It gets caught by the Cookie. The Ink Sword's a lot of damage. Maybe this time they can kill him, and they will be able to get him. But 2 Rax is down. Mid one is going to be able to kill off Dishki. Maybe even Ace 12 as the Bloodright Silence does kick in. It's not 5 kisses. They'll be able to punish Marvel. Ancient creeps to try and kill off Arfu. And he might be able to get him as well. That's the worst part. Lilgun is there. They have a way to stun. Yeah, they do. But now Kane's in and the Remnant Sanctity. He's not done. He wants to clean up. Mid one can get chased down by all these creeps. Afu is going to try and run with the Inkfall Sanctity. Unable to reach with the Sleight of Fist, but he's making his way over. The vision is there from the Wolves. Roger going to get taken down. Is Afu safe?
God.
Oh
God.
What just happened?
So let's bring up the odds, John. Upet's saying right now.
What's it at?
Flames will spread thrice.
1-1 exactly.
Wow. 1-1. Oh man, how the odds have turned. Lilgun just doing spectacularly well and going for more.
Yeah, the chats, he's gonna be alright. He'll survive the finger.
Oh goodness, this is not a good time for SMG. They still need time for the Morphling to build up. We're seeing the Manta queued up by mid one. I think he should have gone for that first. Like, this E-Blade's just not doing enough. Like, the burst damage is great, but you're not really bursting anyone quick enough to justify it. You really need something defensive on your Morphling here. They at least still have a tier 2 holding out in their last lane, and they still hold on to the range racks on their mid. So Mega Creeps is not immediately a threat yet. There's still a few more objectives for Lilgun to work through, but they just smoke up. They've got Egg back up. They could look for more fights now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Can confirm, by the way, I was a little bit wrong about the whole Thunderhide thing. FYI, John, you were correct. Not an AoE. It was may have been a visual bug that I was looking at, but never mind that, because the chat tees in onto the line. They've got a great target. Fight back, which does mean they want to try and fight. And look at Lilgun just start rushing forward into the hoops out from X123. There goes the chat, already being blown up. Onto Afu, they'll find another. Now the X been dropped. Can they fight into this? They're going to try KB, trying to go after the Meebo. He can't get him in time. They'll turn again. The waveform will be enough, but is it going to be enough to pull this game back their way? It does not look like a bit one. He'll call the GG, and Lilgun will be able to 2-0 SMG. And that's that I think nobody was really expecting. But there you go, John. Lilgun surprising everyone today with a 2-0 victory. And